ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਲ ਤੇ ਸੈਂਸਿਟਿਵ ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਪਰਸਨ ਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਜਸਟ ਐਕਟਿੰਗ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ, ਬਟ ਰੀਅਲ ਲਾਈਫ 'ਚ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ।
ਬੇਟਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਉਮਰ ਨਾ ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੱਗੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਹੀ ਕਰੋ ਬੇਟਾ, ਔਰ ਨੈਚੁਰਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਰਹੋ। ਰੋਣ ਦਾ ਜੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਰੋ, ਹੱਸਣ ਦਾ ਜੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਹੱਸੋ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਵਕਤ ਉਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨ ਹੈਗਾ। ਸੋ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਜੇ ਬੇਟਾ, ਚਾਰ ਚੰਗਾ ਕਹਿਣਗੇ, ਚਾਰ ਮਾੜਾ ਕਹਿਣਗੇ। ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਉਮਰ ਗੁਜ਼ਰ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਰਦੇ, ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਭੁੱਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ। ਬੇਟਾ at the ending of the day you have to learn to live with yourself.
My question is, how can we find enlightenment?
What is enlightenment, beta? Coming from darkness into
the light.
Yeah.
Right.
No, beta, this is symbolic. Darkness means you can't see. Darkness ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ ਅਗਿਆਨਤਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾਈ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਦਿਖਾਈ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਰਸਤੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੁਕਾਵਟ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਬਚਾ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਬਾਣੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਗੁਰ ਗਿਆਨ ਅੰਜਨ ਸੱਚ ਨੇਤਰੀ ਪਾਇਆ, ਅੰਤਰ ਚਾਨਣ ਅਗਿਆਨ ਅੰਧੇਰ ਗਵਾਇਆ। ਇਹ ਬਾਹਰਲਾ ਚਾਨਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਾ, ਇਹ ਅੰਦਰਲਾ ਚਾਨਣ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਭਗਤੀ ਦਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਗਿਆਨਤਾ ਦੇ ਅੰਧੇਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੂਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਦਮ ਰੱਖੀਏ। ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ ਜਾਗਰਤਾ, ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ। ਐਂਡ ਇਫ ਯੂ ਆਰ ਅਵੇਅਰ, then you can protect yourself and work towards your goal.
My question is, how do we train our mind to understand spirituality beyond the physical form of master or anything physical, maybe data or anything?
Beta, he is like a teacher. You put the child into school, ठीक है ना? We want education. We are not concerned with whether the teacher is a Hindu or a Sikh or a Muslim or a Christian, because we want education. And similarly here, we've come with a specific purpose for learning about spirituality. ठीक है? In Punjabi we say Parmarat. What is the meaning of Parmarat? Param da Arth. So the first, Ruhaniyat, which is the journey of the soul. So we are trying basically to understand and come to realize ourselves. Self-realization before God realization. So if you realize the self, the next step will happen automatically. The important thing is to come to terms with yourself. Now each one of us has strengths, we have weaknesses. Now if you build on your strengths, you will always be successful. But if you try and copy somebody else, and that is not your strength, you're never going to be successful. So that realization is basically understanding your strengths and weaknesses, and then building on your strengths to overcome those weaknesses.
Raswami Babaji, I have 3 dilemmas which I have tried to concise in one question. Please shower your grace. In Shri Guru Granth Sahib, it is mentioned, one who discusses to eat or not to eat meat is a fool. Everything is a flesh. On the other hand, Bani says killing of chickens is a kin. Should we start reciting, reading Bani and other scriptures in English language, as it becomes easier to understand and is spoken worldwide? In Ardas, we say, Sab Sikhan ko hukam hai, Guru manyo Granth. Do we really need an external source or keep following Guru Granth Sahib as a true Guru? Do we really require Namdan if we focuses on worshipping one universal Creator Lord? Please clear my dilemma.
Beta, all the holy books, scriptures were written to guide us.
Right.
This was the sum total of the experience of the mystics, which they left for us as a guidance. Okay? Now you have to apply it. And until you don't apply it, reading your scriptures will help you to conceptualize. When you put it into practice, that will give you experience, and then you realize the difference between a concept and reality. Where vegetarianism is concerned, let us look at the law of our social laws. You pluck a flower from somebody's garden, he'll probably give you a dirty look. You pick up stones and kill the hen in his backyard, he'll voice his opinion. You kill his horse, he'll take you to court. You kill him, you're straight away to the gallows. Now, at every stage, you've taken some form of life, right? But the legal system of each country, the punishment you get for killing a human being is much more than you get for killing a horse. Which you get for killing a horse is much more than you get for killing a hen. Okay? Now, everything in the creation is made out of the 5 elements. Human beings have all the 5 elements. Mammals have 4 elements. Those born from egg have 3 elements. And then 2 and 1. So even the social norms and the social laws are created in that manner. At the ending of the day, it is all karmic matter. So we have to take the minimum amount of karmas. So it's to say that when I'm eating a plant or a plant-based diet, I'm not creating karma, I am. But that is the minimum of elements. Now, if I was to eat a human being, the legal system itself says that you're going to go through a bigger punishment. Right? Why do we need to eat all this? To sustain the body, I have been a vegetarian all my life. So to say that you need that kind of diet or that kind of diet, it doesn't make sense. So giving pain to any creature just for the sake of your taste buds or your palate, can it give you happiness?
No.
You talked about the ardas.
Right.
Do you know whether the ardas is part of the Bani or not?
I'm not 100% sure about it. That's why
Ardas is not part of the Granth.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Ardas was created much afterwards.
Right.
In veneration of the Sikh gurus.
Right.
And in the same ardas, what is the last tuk? Khoj shabad mein le. That sums it up.
And you clarified it, but I still want to confirm or just need some more clarity. Do we really require Namdan if we are worshipping one universal creator God?
Do we really require the child to be put into a school when we can buy the books from the bazaar and give them to him to learn?
No, he still needs some perspective and someone who can explain it. And yeah, it's clarified now, Babaji.
बेटा बानी दी एक तुक आंदी है, आपन लिया जे मिले विछड़ क्यों रोवण, साध संग परापते नानक रंग मनन।
ਤੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨਾਮਦਾਨ ਵੇਲੇ ਕਈ ਵੇਲੇ ਨਾਮਦਾਨ ਲੈਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਦਾ ਆਨਸਰ ਗਲਤ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਨੇ ਆ, ਝੂਠ ਬੋਲ ਦਿੰਨੇ ਆ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਫਿਰ ਕਰਮ ਬਣੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਜੀ।
ਬੇਟਾ ਕਰਮ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਹ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਬਣ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਹੁਣ ਇੱਕ ਤਰਫ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੱਚ ਦੇ ਰਸਤੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਚੱਲਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਹੁਣ ਝੂਠ ਦਾ ਸਹਾਰਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੱਚ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਪੂਰਾ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ? ਹੁਣ ਅੱਗੇ ਦੇਖੋ।
Question is, so just like we build a habit, say to go to the gym or something, right? Sometimes you have a friend or someone with you, maybe a family member. Is meditation something you can do with someone? Like,
no, beta, meditation has to be done by yourself. You know, this is something very personal. Spirituality is something very personal. This you can't say to do it collectively or with somebody. The question is that you are trying to channelize your mind. How does somebody else sitting with you help in that, beta?
Thank you, Rasami Babaji. Thank you.
ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੀ ਕੁਝ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਐਂਸਿਸ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਯਕੀਨ ਡੋਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਦੇ ਕਦੇ ਅਤੇ ਜਦ ਡੋਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਦਿਲ ਜਾ ਟੁੱਟ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਕਿਉਂ ਡੋਲਦਾ ਹੈ
ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਡੋਲਦਾ ਬੇਟਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਏ ਜੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਖੜੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਕਵੇ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ 100% ਵਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਬੇਟਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬੇਟਾ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਮੁਹਾਵਰਾ ਹੈ ਸੀਇੰਗ ਇਜ਼ ਬਲੀਵਿੰਗ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਆਪਣਾ ਵਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ ਸਿਰਫ ਗਿਆਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹੀਆਂ ਹੈ ਸੁਣੀਆਂ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਹੁਣ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਕ ਤਰਕ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਸਮਝਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਤਰਕ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਦੂਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਸਮਝਾ ਦੂਗਾ ਬੇਟਾ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੁਦ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਵਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਣਾ ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸੋ ਬੇਟਾ ਇਹ ਕਰਨੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੇਟਾ
So Babaji, we human beings are one of the most weakest creature and we do not know what's right and what's wrong. We are not capable enough to understand these things. So we try to attain perfection in all aspects of life, be it any relation, emotions and in our career as well. But little do we realize that there's consequences to each and every actions. So Babaji, if I surrender all my actions, responsibilities and duties in your feet, would you liberate us from all the bondages?
Beta nahi hunda. Again, we are going on a very conceptual manner. Conceptually, you can do these things. But surrender means I take you out, point to the sun and say, look, what a beautiful moon. And you say, what a beautiful moon. You'll think that the Baba has gone mad. Okay, so it doesn't happen like that. So it is a process where first interaction takes place and then slowly we get that faith through personal experience, not just by words, beta. And you are wrong to say that we are weak. We are very strong. That's why he's made us the top of the creation.
Right.
Now, you don't, you have, let's say, a lot of money in your house, but you are going around begging in the neighborhood. It's because you don't realize what you have. You're searching for it outside. If you realize what you have, you will also get the realization that you don't need to ask for anything. That's why I keep on saying, spirituality is a realization. ਜੋ ਉਹਨੇ ਦੇਣਾ ਸੀ ਦੇਤਾ ਮੰਗਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਗੀ ਪਹਿਚਾਨਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਬੇਟਾ
ਰਸਮ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬੜੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਨਸੀਡੈਂਸਿਸ ਕੁਝ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਅਹਿਸਾਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਹਰ ਵੇਲੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹ ਯਕੀਨ ਦਿਵਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ
ਬੇਟਾ ਅਹਿਸਾਸ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਉਹ ਖਿਆਲ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਹਿਸਾਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਇਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੱਥ ਪੈਰ ਮਾਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੀ ਦਲਦਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਹੱਥ ਪੈਰ ਮਾਰਾਂਗੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਡੂੰਘੇ ਹੋਰ ਫਸਦੇ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਹਾਰਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਦਲਦਲ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਨਿਕਲਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਔਰ ਉਹ ਸਹਾਰਾ ਉਹ ਨਾਮ ਦੇਊਗਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਨਾਮ ਉਹ ਤਾਕਤ ਹੈ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਸ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਸਹਾਰੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਨਾਮੋ ਉਪਜੇ ਨਾਮੋ ਬਿਨਸੈ ਸੋ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਉਸ ਸਹਾਰੇ ਦਾ ਸਾਥ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਬੇਟਾ ਦਲਦਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਸ ਕੇ ਨੀਚੇ ਦੇ ਨੀਚੇ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਬੇਟਾ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਮਾਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਤਾਂ ਖਿਆਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜਿੱਦਣ ਅਹਿਸਾਸ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਉਦਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਣਾ ਬੇਟਾ
Baba ji, I work very hard in every aspect of my life, but I get failed every time. I know this is a part of life to get failed, but so many failures making me feel that I'm useless, that I can't do anything. It's making me feel very much hollow from inside.
Hey, beta, we should not be in a hurry, beta. We have the example of Abraham Lincoln. He failed in possibly everything he did and went ahead to become the best, one of the best presidents of America. Okay? In school, he failed. In law, he failed. In his cases, he failed. So you have to take it as a learning experience. Learn from everything. And eventually, when he wants to give you, he'll give you, beta.
No, but you are giving me everything. I have everything, but I'm not able to support my family, to help my... I get failed every time that...
I think sometimes we take too much on ourselves. You know, we are all links in the chain, beta. To say that only one person can do it and not the other person. I mean, it's like, the man says, oh, I'm earning money and so the full family is dependent upon me. Well, if the wife in the house was not looking after the children and keeping the house clean and cooking the food, how would he be able to earn money? So she's doing as much as the man is doing. As a matter of fact, there's a UN study which says that the role of the woman in terms of work is much more than that of the man. He only works 8 hours, she works 24 hours. So we all have our own importance, beta. Let's not get focused, okay, somebody's earning money and that's why he's more important.
No, not in respect of money. Like in every part, I think I'm...
Just do the right thing. That's all you need to do. That's all.
Thank you, Babaji. Give your blessings to my husband, my kids, to my whole family.
Babaji, like you mentioned, we believe what we have seen. Until we have not seen, how do we believe?
No, I'm not saying that you believe what you haven't seen. That's why it's a progressive path. You build on what you've seen. Huh? That's why I said your sort of faith is not going to come by knowledge. You have to apply that knowledge. Application will give you experience, and experience will become the basis of faith. So as we open our parameters, I mean, if somebody has never stepped out of, let's say, this room, and you ask him the source of light, he'll point to this tube light. He's not wrong, but neither is he right. Because in that limited sense, he's only been within the parameters of this room, so he only sees this as the light. Now, if he was to step out, he can see there are other sources of light. So whilst he was not wrong, but he was not fully right also. So similarly in life, as we open up our parameters, we go beyond the limitations of the physical, then we will really start realizing the world for what it is.
Radha Swami Babaji. I have a feeling that anything I do, whether it's trying to be a better human being or focusing on good karma, I do it out of fear and not love or compassion. How do I change this feeling?
That is how everything starts, beta. Fear is of the unknown, beta. So the unknown factor always scares us. It's like going into a dark room. We are scared because we don't know what lies behind the darkness. So before entering, if we on the light, that gives us the ability to see, and that takes the fear away. So similarly, beta, here in life, because of the unknown factor, there's a certain fear within us. So the question is, how do we remove this fear? Gur Gyan Anjan Sach Netri Paya Antar Chanan Agyan Ander Gavaya. When you put the surma of Naam in your eyes, that gives the eyes the ability to see. Today it's not the physical plane, beta. It's beyond the physical plane. Se akhiyan beyan jinni desindo mapari. Those eyes with which I will see the Lord. Bible says, having eyes we see not, having ears we hear not. So when you close the physical then the third eye will open. And then antar chanan, then you will see that light within. And that light will take the darkness of ignorance away.
In this life, Babaji, we try to be very calculative. Whether this is going to be considered my good karma or it's going to count as bad. And then our mind keeps focusing on that part. I'm just lost.
By nature, beta, human beings are calculative, but we have to go beyond this calculation. When a mother loves the child, although even there's a small element of need, that when I get old, he will grow up and he will look after me. But she is doing everything for the child more out of love rather than need. That's what we call nishkam, where there's no calculation. The moment you calculate, you are limiting yourself. When you say love, can you ever put love into calculation, beta?
No.
So here, this is the relationship of love. When we need to go beyond calculation. You have to do it for the sake of doing it rather than from a calculation. If you do it for the sake of doing it, you will be happy in everything. But if there's a calculation, then there'll be happiness and sadness. So that is nishkam karma.
That's Swami Babaji.